Hello there everyone, welcome back to Megaman X2. Today we'll be taking down our last two Mavericks, and then next part, or next week, we'll be starting the X-Hunter stages. But first up, we have Magnus Centipede. Magnus Centipede, in Japan known as Magna Hyakuleger, is a Centipede Maverick in Megaman X2, a former Maverick hunter of the 0th unit, of the... Zero TH unit. He was captured and brainwashed by the X-Hunters. Centipede was later stationed at the central computer facility where he began transmitting the Mavericks virus around the world. That's sad. He wasn't actually a bad guy from the start. Unlike most of Mega Man X's Mavericks, where they are old X-Hunters that just defected to Sigma, Magnus Centipede actually never truly defected. He just kind of, got brainwashed by the X-Hunters. Sad existence and sad way to go. Now X has to kill him. Now up here you will find a heart tank. You have to use the speed burner in order to do that, and you have to make sure that you don't activate the alarm. Otherwise, you won't be able to get up there, I believe, because you have to get onto the side of that little turret thing that's sitting there. And if you activate the alarm in this area, you will actually move that alarm. Now, Magnus Centipede's stage is actually pretty it's pretty simple of a stage. You just gotta watch out for the instant crush boulders. The instant crush boxes that you see there are, around this level. That little area right there can get you killed many times. I practiced ran this level multiple times and kept dying at that one area because I kept messing up. Now up there you can actually find an E-tank. What we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to charge up, and then we have to do this. As you see, there we have our E-tank. I believe that's the last E-tank in the game. We have all four. So now we're fully beefed out. Looks up for our head upgrade. Now we have this mini-boss. Now this mini-boss is weak to the bubble crab weapon, so we're going to have to use bubble crab weapon on him. It's just a sword. You can use the bubble crab weapon. I'm not going to use it. But one thing about the bubble crab weapon is that it doesn't do as much damage as the busters do. You have to hit the sword at its hilt in order to its hilt, in order to do as much damage as you need to, in order to take it down quicker. Using the secondary buster shot actually takes it down with the most damage. The footage you're watching now is actually pre-recorded footage that I had to record about 2 weeks ago because my other footage started to corrupt due to a YouTube glitch. I never really mentioned it to anyone because I didn't want to bother them with my video making problems, so that's why it took so long for me to get this one out, because I had to re-record and I had to re-get used to the stuff. I got everything back in the same order though, which was a pain because having to fight the X-Hunters again, it is a bit irritant. It's not something you want to do again sometimes. And then we have Bit and Bite next. I don't know what it is, but... Well, no, I know what it is. It's because of Pokemon. It's Pokemon's fault. I really don't like this. I hate roaming boss fights, or roaming anything that I should fight or have to fight. Take, for example, 2nd Gen, which I love the 2nd generation, but god damn it, 2nd Gen added a lot of bullshit to Pokemon series I hate. In the second generation, they added Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, the 3 roaming dog legendary Pokemon that were the first roaming legendary Pokemon in the series, I believe. And Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, all with their roaming, you have to finding them is completely random. And quick thing, this sub-boss, if those little scanner things catch you, the sub-boss will become harder because he'll get more health and he'll get more attacks. But luckily, since I didn't get caught, I don't have to worry about that. It changed to different colors. But anyway, back to Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, they run around the map, and finding them is completely random. So when you find them, it's like, now that they're on your Pokedex, now you can track them if you want. But you have to they'll keep running away. They don't really fight too well. Even though when you catch them, you'll notice that they have legitimate moves. Their moves aren't flea and stuff like that. Because I don't believe flea is an actual move, though, except for things the player can do. I mean the person, by player I mean the trainer. Oh, and as far as taking on his boss, just keep, jumping and shooting. Because he's a jump and shoot man. And you can take down this boss pretty easily with both of your shots. Just keep charging up your shots. I have to admit, I've been playing Mega Man X4 and 5 and 6, and Mega Man X4, 5, and 6 do get really annoying when you start noticing how much noise the Buster makes when it's charging. It just gets so much irritating. And watch out for those boxes, because like I said earlier, they can instant kill you. Alright then, but we've made it to Boomer Coolanger. We've made it to Hylaku-Legger. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Magnus Centipede. Anyway, Magnus Centipede's weakness is actually the Morph Moth weakness. So when you quick thing about Magnus Centipede that's interesting. You should never really fight Magnus Centipede as an early game boss, because Magnus Centipede has an ability that basically with his tail, and you might have noticed it when I first hit him with the Morph Moth weapon, that his tail disappears. Magnus Centipede will use his tail and grab you and take away certain abilities. He'll take away abilities to jump, he'll take away abilities to shoot correctly, he'll take away abilities to use certain other abilities, he'll do whatever he can to take you down, and it makes the fight that much harder. And as you can see, Magnus Centipede likes to teleport around the room a lot, so if he takes your ability to jump, for example, and that goes for the entire fight, until you die or until he dies, if he takes away your ability to jump, you can't actually hit him. And there's a certain shuriken that he'll throw at you that you can't actually dodge unless you do that, unless you are able to jump, or unless you're like have pitch perfect timing. Like, see that one, you can't even dodge that unless you like move away from far enough away, and you know exactly how many pixels away you have to move without getting hit. Plus, early game, you're not gonna have as much health as I do now, or armor that's gonna nullify the damage. As you can see though, using the Morph Moth weapon, Magnus Centipede goes down like a piece of garbage. He doesn't actually have that many attacks other than this. And the main thing that made him a threat was his tail, and now that that's gone, he doesn't have much else to do with you. Quick thing you might want to do with the what I know about this is that the Morph Moth weapon doesn't actually allow you to do as much damage to Magnus Centipede when you charge it as other weapons would to maybe other bosses. Certain bosses we will never actually be able to see how they look when you use the charged shot against them, like their charged weakness weapon. For example, we'll never see how much health we take off Morph Moth with the Flame Stagger weapon. Because, in all honesty, I don't really find it used to do that, because usually every boss can be taken down pretty easily with the Mega Buster alone. That's why the early 2 X games, the first 2 at least, I can say for a fact, I think you could do an X Buster only run of them, excluding from Magnus Centipede, at least the first hit of Magnus Centipede, or very low item usage. Anyway, now we're going to go ahead and face Crystal Snail. Oh, and Magnus Centipede's theme music, I forgot to mention, it's called Goat Central Computer. Like, that's where he is. Anyway, Crystal Snail, known in Japan as Crystar Mainin, is a snail-type Crystal Snail is a snail-type maverick in Mega Man X2. His origins and motives are a mystery. Regardless, he guards the energy crystal, Energen crystal mine under Sigma's command. And that's Energen, not Energon. That's how I almost read it the first time. Crystal Snail is known as the Crystal Magician, and his theme music is called Energen Crystal. Maybe his origins are so unknown because of the fact that he might be a Transformer. Anyway, Crystal Snail's level includes these instant death crusher things, and this walker, and our ride armor. Now you can actually use this ride armor for most of the level if you find good use to it. And earlier you might saw I got a heart tank from the side of the when you enter the level, when you first get the ride armor, you can actually go backwards and you can find a heart tank, because I didn't show it. I remember I died earlier, so I might have edited it out. I don't remember now. But that aside, for this section, you want to use the Wheel Gator weapon. This one's the boss. It takes him down pretty easily because the Wheel Gator weapon does so much damage, as you can see. But this boss isn't actually that hard, but this boss will probably be really hard to do a Perfect Man run. I never understood how people do Perfect Man runs of Mega Man games. Or Mr. Perfect runs, I believe how they're actually known. Now back up here, if I can make it. Oh well. But down here, you can actually find the last piece of your armor, which is the head upgrade. The head upgrade allows you to find items using its own personal energy bar, so you can find hidden items and hidden passageways. It's not very, Dr. Light makes it seem like it's better than it actually is. It's really not that useful. In a long scale of things, look at that head upgrade thing. While X is turning different colors, it actually changes colors with him. That's not that head upgrade, but the look at that health, look at that life. It changed colors with him. That's a nice little touch that they made into the game. But it's not really that much useful because there aren't too many secret areas in the game. It's good for finding the It's good for finding the armor upgrade in Morphmoth's stage if you didn't know where it was. That's what its main purpose is, more or less, because otherwise there's no other place you should have to look for some secret passage. The Morphmoth weapon and maybe not even the boots, really. Well, actually, yeah, maybe the boots. Anything that you needed the Wheel Gator weapon to get. So yeah, the flying boots and and you know that, and like the armor upgrade, yeah, you're gonna need that for that. You're gonna need this for that if you don't know where it is. Luckily, I looked up guides before I played X2, so I already knew where that stuff was. Now this is the most annoying one, but luckily enough I was able to get past. Alright, this is Crystal Snail, last Maverick of the game that we're going to take down. On previous playthroughs, usually my last Maverick is actually Overdrive Ostrich because I take down Crystal Snail first, because Crystal Snail actually causes Overdrive Ostrich to slow down. Crystal Snail's thing is that he's able to control and stop time. Maybe you could have avoided the whole thing that was the debacle that Sonic 6, but you can actually kick Crystal Snail's his shell around. And he's weak to the magnet mine that you get from Boomer Kawanger. God damn it, it's not Boomer Kawanger. It's, his name is something. God, I cannot remember his name. Anyway, he's weak to the magnet mine. You hit him with it, he'll actually be released from his shell, and you can kick the shell around to keep him away from it, that way he can do more damage to him. Each time you do hit him with the magnet mine, though, he flies away from his shell. I've heard theories that you can actually kick the shell into him, and that will actually cause him to take a lot of damage. But as you can see there, I'm not actually doing any damage, so I'm not sure if that's some random thing. And Crystal Snail actually gets a bit of speed when he's going for his shell, because it's been away from him for too long, which is interesting. Crystal Snail isn't actually that hard of a Maverick, unless you really suck. The Magnet Mine, if you charge it up, allows you to move it around using the D-pad. But that's not really that useful for this type of fight, so don't really bother. And that's the ability that we actually get from Crystal Snail. It's not that we don't spit muck at the enemy, but instead we do shoot a goo at them. So you want to be using that. Did I ever mention how I actually like the way that the palette changes? I have no idea what happened there. But, oh, I know what happened there. When he hit the wall, he takes extra damage as well, so there's that. Did I ever mention how much I like the palette changes, though, whenever X changes his armor, like, it's getting different abilities, how he changes his armor color? I like that from each of the X games. I don't know why, it's just a small little touch that I always love. It's in all of them, so it's not really a small little touch, it's something they do purposefully, but, something random. The Crystal Hunter. Small little gel thing. We're gonna need this in order to get the Shoryuken ability, which is the other Street Fighter ability you can get in this game. There's no Street Fighter abilities for the rest of the series, however, they do reference the Hadouken again in X4. However, I won't be getting the Shoryuken ability, so sadly that's enough to say there will be no one-hit killing bosses multiple times throughout this playthrough. Which is very sad, because I always try to go for it. I've done multiple playthroughs, and I still cannot get it. Like, I did the first playthrough, I didn't get it, and the playthrough I did to get this footage now, I still didn't get it. And now we have the X-Hunter music on the title screen, which I have to admit I love. And I love the last X-Hunter theme, last X-Hunter stage theme. It's one of my favorite themes. X2 has some of the better music of the X series. I can admit, though, that you need to use the Crystal Snail ability to get up here, to get that life and get the last heart tank. X2 has some of my favorite themes in the series, yes, but I have to admit that X1 still holds a lot of great themes in it. And I kept it in those last little bit because, like, even though I already got the every upgrade in this level now, I wanted to go ahead and just talk about X2 in general before I get to the ending, because I didn't want to take a lot of time. But yeah, X2 has some of my favorite music, and I think it might just be due to the old 16-bit sound quality of the game. But yeah, although X3 just gets terrible with its sound quality. But that's been it for this episode of X2, everyone. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.